Hi, I'm Cheryl Graffinino. I'm a registered dietitian, and we're here at the grocery store. The grocery store can be a place that's filled with a wide array of different foods, things that are healthy and nutritious, and some things that aren't so. But the grocery store can also be a very overwhelming place. From the nutritional options of foods that are packed with extra fiber, foods that are packed with vitamins and minerals and fortified, it's really hard to make some decisions as you go to the grocery store. But if you have a few ideas, a few tips, and a plan, you can find that your trip to the grocery store can be much more effective and fill your house with lots of fruits and vegetables and healthy, nutritious foods. In recent years, nutrition messages have focused on what not to eat rather than what to eat. But the foods that you choose to eat are as important, if not more important, than what you shouldn't. The important things when you're planning your meals is to remember that you want to think of your plate as your canvas. It's the best place to help you get the most nutrition. So every time you plan a meal, think in terms of how to make sure that at least half of the plate is filled with fruits and vegetables. The other half of your plate should be divided into two additional halves. A quarter should be filled with lean protein, and another quarter should be filled with whole grains. Add to that a serving of low-fat or non-fat dairy, and you've got a perfect meal plan. And so those are the things that you want to keep in mind as you shop in the grocery store and make your choices to fill your cart. In our hectic schedules, it can be really important to try and find things that are quick and easy. But quick and easy doesn't have to mean unhealthy. Most full-service grocery stores offer a deli, prepared foods, salad bars that offer a wide variety of choices that can help make things easier for you. The salad bars are a great way to get prepared items. They're things that are going to be great choices for fruits and vegetables. The main things that you want to look for is try and limit the cheeses, the bacons, and stick with the fruits and vegetables and lighter dressings. Also make sure that you're paying attention to the items that you're choosing and adding to your cart when it comes to the deli. When you look at the deli, if you use things like a lean turkey or a lean chicken on a regular basis, try and make sure you choose one that's nitrate-free. High intake of nitrates has been linked to higher incidence of colon cancer, so when you're using a lot of pre-prepared meats like that, always make sure that you're choosing a nitrate-free if you use them more than twice a week. The other thing to think about in the deli is to make sure that you're getting foods that are lower in fat. One of the best ways to make choices in the deli is to think in terms of what part of the animal that the meat came from. If you really can't tell me what part of the animal it came from, if you can't point to it on the chicken or the turkey, it's probably a bad sign. So things like salami or bologna that you can't necessarily identify that, they're almost always going to be higher in fat. Whereas something like a chicken breast or a turkey breast or a lean ham, even though it might be a little higher in sodium, can often be a lot lower in fat. So make sure that you're taking a look for those in the deli as well. Salad bars can be a great time saver. If you're making a recipe and it calls for chopped celery for a half a cup and you don't want to buy an entire head of celery, then you can easily stop at the salad bar and pick up just what you need. So this is a great way to save some time and cook things at home. The American diet is very frequently much too low in fruits and vegetables, so one of the most important places that you can spend some time in the grocery store is to make sure that you fill your basket with at least 5 different fruits and 5 different vegetables. No matter how hard you try, if you aren't getting those fruits and vegetables in your home, it's hard to eat them. Ideally, from a fresh fruit and vegetable perspective, fresh, locally grown is the best way to buy vegetables. The reason for that is because as we pick vegetables, we start to lose some of the nutritional value. So fresh local produce is really ideal. However, living in Ohio, we often reach the point of January and February where that's not a possibility. So buying foods that are minimally processed and fresh are absolutely ideal. However, if you buy a head of broccoli and it ends up sitting in your refrigerator and never getting cut up and eaten, then you're still not getting the nutritional value. So that's where convenience products, convenience produce can work out well. Fresh cut vegetables, pre-cut fruits can be an option for those who don't have time to do it themselves. What you lose in nutritional value with those things being pre-cut and processed, you more than make up for by the fact that you actually eat them. Well, fruits and vegetables are packed with antioxidant nutrients that can help reduce your risk of heart disease and cancer, so are whole grains. However, with whole grains, what you'll find is that the bulk of the antioxidant nutrients and a lot of the nutritional value is packed into the outer parts of the grain. And those are the parts that are removed to make traditional white flours. So it's important to make sure that you're choosing whole grain products. When you look at your grains, make sure first that you see the word whole somewhere on the label. For example, on this bag of pasta, the first thing that you see is it says whole wheat spirals. Products that simply say wheat aren't necessarily whole wheat. That word whole is very important. You'll also be able to tell that it's a whole grain by looking at the fiber content. And if we look down on this label, there's 6 grams of fiber. Most whole grains will have at least 3 grams of fiber per serving. And the other thing that helps us to identify these is you'll see that the first ingredient in the ingredient list is 100% whole wheat durum flour. So a little harder to see, but you'll see that there are 3 different ways we can identify whole grains. So it's really important to look for that word whole as you choose your grains. So whether it's pasta or rice or breads, whatever it may be, look for that word whole grain. In addition to our fruits and vegetables and our whole grains, beans are another very nutrient-packed food. You can choose to use dried beans and lentils or legumes that look like these. These are products that, for example, dried beans might need to be soaked before cooking. Lentils don't need to be. They can be added to soups and stews very easily. But they're foods that are packed with antioxidant nutrients. They're great sources of fiber. And getting meals that contain beans at least twice a week can be a very important part of maintaining health. Now, if you're not ready to start using dried beans, you can also use canned beans as well. Things like kidney beans or black beans in a can are simple and easy to use. Simply drain them and rinse them, and that'll help us save about 40% of the sodium that's normally in these products. Then simply add them to salads, soups. You can put them in pitas and sandwiches, and they're a great way to, again, get more fiber into your diet.